Who does fried chicken best, KFC or Church's?
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
You know, usually when we do food feuds, we're forcing two food chains into a fight. But there's actually a real feud brewing between today's competitors.
That's true. KFC has sued Church's Chicken over the use of the phrase original recipe, which KFC says is their original trademark. I don't know, can you really trademark a phrase like that?
Well, apparently KFC thinks so. They even released a statement that said, on behalf of fried chicken lovers out there, we take it personally when another company tries to claim our iconic taste and branding as their own. Spicy.
So KFC is claiming that they're the original recipe, while Church's is a knockoff original recipe.
Mm-hmm.
But the real argument is, which chain is just plain better? It's time for Food Feuds, KFC versus Church's Chicken.
Okay, boys. Usually this is where I introduce what you're about to eat, but the problem is that I'm so hungry. I'm hungry for some Southern fried history, and I just don't know if there's anyone here who can give it to me.
I think there is.
In the 1940s, as the still burgeoning fast food industry was beginning to explode, there was only one undisputed emperor of the drive-thru menu, the hamburger. That is until one day in 1952 when a restaurateur, an honorary Kentucky colonel, began franchising his wildly popular chicken recipe to other restaurants, a move that would forever strike a blow against the burger's supremacy. And yet the colonel was not the only one who saw the promise of mass-produced fried chicken, for in the very same year, a retired incubator salesman from Texas opened a new roadside shack selling Southern fried chicken across the street from the Alamo. In 4 years, this Texan upstart had already built an additional 4 franchises, and they were hot on the trail of their Kentuckian counterpart. Today, both brands have locations around the world, serving millions and millions of pounds of chicken to hungry customers without a burger in sight. But which of them really does chicken the best? We're putting them head to head and wing to wing, all to find out once and for all whose poultry is paltry, whose fowl is the fairest, who is finger lickable, and who's just plain despicable.
Oh!
May the best chicken win.
Did that do it for you, Steve?
I have been fed. First up,
We're eating.
we have simply fried chicken. On Rhett's side is KFC's 3-piece chicken combo for $14.49, and on Link's side is Church's 3-piece mixed chicken combo for $14.49.
All right,
Same
you can
prices,
see
same name.
the darkness of the KFC chicken is visible.
Slightly darker.
Now, which one are you going to choose?
I eat all parts of the chicken, but I take a big bite of the breast because I think that's a good test of how good the chicken is.
The breast test.
If you can get a breast right, you can definitely get the rest right. Oh!
I'm gonna do the thigh, but I gotta find where the actual meat is on this puppy.
This takes me back to basically every birthday growing up.
Takes me back to all those potluck picnics. People making their own food, and then somebody shows up with a bucket of KFC, and the world stops spinning.
It's so hard to beat this. You know what I'm saying? It's just so solid. It's so specific.
And it's Kentucky. I did not know that Church's was Texas. Thank you, Josh.
Now, thank you, Link.
You're welcome. It is,
It's more of a Cajun deal.
it's definitely more crisped. Let's see, where am I gonna go in again?
It's a little bit more like maybe Grandma could have done this. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's certainly good.
I mean, both of them
It's like extra crispy KFC.
have a pretty juicy breast. So, to me, it comes down to the flavor. And it's just that KFC, those herbs and spices. How many? 11?
Yeah. And you don't get it anywhere else. You know, they kept it so secret.
That's the thing that's confusing about the lawsuit. KFC is not mad because they copied the recipe. Like, if it was
They
like, we're
clearly did
using
not.
the same 11 herbs and spices. They're
Right.
not.
They're just using
They're
the
just
same
using
slogan.
the same term. But like, you got to sue every grandma in the world if you're going to get mad about original recipe, right?
I mean, but I don't think that Church's should be talking about their recipe. I think their execution is good, but their recipe kind of unmemorable.
I also gotta say, because we got you're just tasting the fried chicken of the combos, but for the people who are tracking the prices and what's in the combos and everything, at KFC, you also get your choice of side and a medium drink. And at Church's, you get a honey butter biscuit and a drink. So and two sides at Church's. Okay. So same price, but a little bit more at Church's.
Okay, so a little bit more affordable. It's just hard to top that recipe. It makes chicken its own thing. I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'm giving it a 9 as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm so tempted to go full 10.
I just don't think you can go full 10. I think there's just, because fried chicken can be better than this. But it might be the best fast food fried chicken.
I'll let you go first over here. I want to keep trying to find things to like about it.
I enjoyed it. I would not be upset if you brought this to the family reunion, but I would want you to have brought KFC. I'm going to give it a 6.
I agree. I felt like it's very good for what it is, but just as a point of reference, it's not as good as Ralph's.
Ooh.
6.
Ooh. Ralph's makes great fried chicken, by the way.
6.
He's right about that.
Next up, we have biscuits. On Rhett's side is KFC's biscuit for $1.19, and on Link's side is Church's honey butter biscuit for $1.19.
All right.
It's pretty different.
The KFC biscuit is cakey, but not flaky. Mushy,
But
and
not bushy.
Not greasy. I would go so far as to say borderline powdery, not delectable.
I don't know. I kind of feel like this is like what biscuits were when the biscuits were first invented. And there's a lot of updates that have happened.
It's a little too, get off the frontier, Colonel.
Now
it looks like
this is way different.
the shape of a Red Lobster.
Cheddar Bay?
Cheddar Bay. Very buttery on the outside.
Now, the Church's biscuit description is a little braggy here. We don't serve 160 million biscuits every year because people like them. We serve that many because people are head over heels in love with them. Scratch made in small batches all day long and drizzled with honey butter. They don't just, quote, sell like hotcakes. They sell like our honey butter biscuits, which is better.
Slow down.
Hey.
Well, it's better than a KFC.
Is that warranted?
Yes. I get the honey on the outside. It's very buttery. It's got this homemade experience that I really like.
It really shows when you go back to the KFC biscuit
I can't go back to that.
how little is happening here.
I'm already dehydrated.
It is so dry. It is such a dry biscuit. I'm going to give it a 4.
I'm going to give it a 3. Over here, in terms of fast food biscuits, I don't know. I think it is one of the best that I've had. I can taste the small batch.
I can only go to an 8 though.
That's pretty high.
I can't go to 9.
I'm going 9.
He did it. He did it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. It's warranted. Get bust in the door.
Hey, Good Mythical Evening from 2022, which is the second one we ever did, is now available on the Mythical Society and is going to be there for good. Second and third degree members can watch the main show. If you're a third degree member, you can also watch the after show. So go over to themythicalsociety.com and check out Good Mythical Evening 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we are heating things up with spicy chicken sandwiches. On Rhett's side is KFC's spicy chicken sandwich for $7.99, and on Link's side is Church's spicy chicken sandwich for $4.99.
So everybody's been getting into this game. Now everyone's in it.
Popeyes wasn't the first, but they were the trend setter. Okay. Not the largest sandwich. Now, is the thing that makes it spicy just the sauce? I think so.
It is legitimately spicy, which, if you're gonna make a spicy chicken sandwich, make it spicy. Like I'm about to hiccup. Like I like that.
The chicken itself is so good, I'd be tempted to buy the non-spicy version, and I bet you I'd be very happy with that.
But that's not what we're testing.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Good show, KFC.
Have we had that before on the show? Probably.
The thing that I did not know about Church's was the Texas thing. And they're, bold Texas flavor. They're really pushing that in their marketing. I think that's a good idea. Now their
bread is like a building material. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, it's
Why is it so
very
thick?
dense.
David was saying that Church's outside of the U.S. is just called Texas fried chicken, which is interesting. In Indonesia, it's called Texas fried chicken.
Yeah.
This is good. Very different. Very different from their chicken. It's like darker.
Not spicy.
Not spicy at all. Not bad. Let me isolate some of the chicken.
Not a bad flavor, but it's not spicy.
We ordered spicy, and this is what came.
They're so not spicy that I feel like it may have not actually been a spicy sandwich. Like they may have a spicier sandwich. And so I'm gonna let that influence my score a little bit.
Okay, that's a risk, but go for it.
This is so much better than I was thinking it was gonna be. I'm gonna give it an 8.
I agree. It's really spicy. You're not going to be complaining about that if you order it. The chicken itself is great. It really comes together. It's smaller than Popeyes and not as crunchy as Popeyes. And I know we're not talking about Popeyes, but here I am talking about Popeyes. That being said, I'm still going to give it an 8. I really like this chicken in here. I guess I'm tasting Texas, but the spiciness, I don't know. What are you going to do? How much are you bringing it down? How many points just because of the non-spiciness?
I'm taking away 2 points. Like, first of all, the bread is too big. So that's 2 points down to an 8.
Yep, bread's too big.
I think that the chicken is pretty good, but I'm taking a point off for it because it's not great. I'm taking 2 points off because it's not spicy, so I'm down to a 5, but I'm giving it one more point because maybe they just didn't give us a spicy one, so a 6.
I'm going to stick with a 5, and I'm not going to go through the math.
Sides time. On Rhett's side are KFC's mac and cheese, mashed potatoes and gravy, and coleslaw all for $3.99. And on Link's side are Church's baked mac and cheese for $4.39 and Church's mashed potatoes and coleslaw both for $3.99. What happened?
He did a link.
That's how I've always done it at KFC.
I'm going to eat one.
I was making bowls before
the other.
They made bowls.
But I don't think they put slaw and mashed potatoes in the same bowl.
Slaw, gravy, and mashed potatoes. I don't know. It just, at KFC and nowhere else, it just really goes together for me.
Well, Church's mashed potatoes, so much better than KFC's. That's my first observation. The flavor.
Oh, wow.
Like, bursting with flavor compared to these.
The gravy is really the thing that's doing it. Mm-hmm. What about the slaw?
This is really fine cut.
The slaw is more chunky, but it's virtually indistinguishable otherwise. And how's the combination? The link, pulling the link.
You're right about the flavor profile. I feel like the slaw is kind of a tie because I don't really have a preference on like the cut of it.
The mac and cheese over here.
That looks like somebody like baked it in an oven.
It's got burnt edges and then it was scooped into this.
This is very much like a mix kind of feel. You know what I'm saying?
Just a big vat of it's been made.
Versus like this was put into a dish.
Does it look as good as it tastes?
Oh man. Wow, did you know this about their sides?
Heads above.
Did
KFC.
you understand? Did you know this?
No. Man, this is making
Church's. Take me to church.
I might go to Church's just to get the sides. I'd have a side plate, you know?
This might be the reason I go back to church. KFC sides, such a letdown.
Yep, especially that mac and cheese.
3.
All right, you're going hard. Shoot. All right, I'm there with you, man. 3. That's it.
It can be done so much better.
And in terms of just fast food sides, period, this is some of the best I've had. 9.
Whoa.
Yeah. This mac and cheese may be the best mac and cheese I've had outside of a home-cooked situation.
All the way to 9?
Sorry to use your phrase, Stevie. Is that trademark? Are you going to sue
Home-cooked
me?
situation, yeah. Stevie's going to sue you.
Home-cooked situation. I remember saying that.
I'm going to go with an 8. I feel strongly about it, but
And that's really, I wonder what that's done to our overall score, don't you?
a lot.
And finally, we have chicken tenders. On Rut side is KFC's 5-piece tenders combo for $15.99, and on Link side is Church's 5-piece Texas tenders for $14.49.
And I dumped them.
KFC is a little bit darker, which is the opposite of the way that the PC chicken was.
Oh, and look how crispy it is. All right, I'm gonna dip this in the barbecue for starters.
A little bit of ranch.
I never get the tenders from KFC because their bone-in chicken is so good.
But their tenders are good too, aren't they? It's the same flavor.
Quite good.
Huh.
So it's like that extra crispy experience of the bone-in.
Interestingly, both KFC and Church's claim that their tenders recipes are, quote, new. New original recipe chicken tenders for KFC and new recipe of 5 Texas tenders.
What does that mean?
Well, I didn't have tenders for the longest time at KFC. They introduced them and then they probably changed them. Now, this just, I mean, the shape of their tenders definitely makes me think that they're just pulling chicken apart at random, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, how do you want them to do it? According to a system?
Well, like by a machine.
They're not bad. They're not great though.
The thing about Church's chicken is I can taste the actual chicken. At KFC, you're really tasting all those herbs and spices. I'm actually really pulling for the Church's tenders because I want to go back for the sides and I would like to get chicken while I'm there.
I can tell you right now, Church's is in the lead right now.
Well, their tenders are not as good.
What did I give the chicken? A 9? I'm giving these a 9 as well because basically it's the tender version of those. And I'm on a scale of 1 to tender, you know what I'm saying?
I think I got to give them a 9 as well for the exact same reason. Now, I just feel like if I wasn't eating the KFC right next to the Church's chicken, I would think this is better than it is. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to go to Church's for the sides, and you're going to get this chicken and be like, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. It's because you're not tasting it like we are. And that's fine. It's okay.
That's why we do what we do. I'm giving it a 6 because I think that's what I gave their chicken. And I feel like it's exactly the same experience for me in comparison.
I feel like I'm going to give it a, I'm going to give it a 6. Yep.
What happened right
It's
there?
just like you knew what you had done, and then you need to stick with it because this is what the final score looks like.
KFC 65, Church's 69. Nice.
We know what we're doing.
Church's won based on sides alone. And the biscuit. So sides.
Yeah, but everything besides the chicken. Maybe they should change their name to Church's Sides
Yeah.
and Biscuits. All right.
Church's sides and biscuits.
Well,
yeah.
congratulations, Churches. You know what? You've won this battle, and you are officially cockadoodle delicious. And you have won the chance to sponsor a future GMM episode.
Thanks for commenting and sharing this video.
You know what time it is.
My name is Stephanie. I'm a 3rd degree Mythical Society member. It's my birthday, and we just did a blindfolded chicken sandwich taste test. And now, it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Love that birthday charisma.
Happy birthday. Click the top link to watch us test out prank products and Good Mythical more.
And to find out where the wheel of mythicality is going to land.
The second Good Mythical evening ever is now available exclusively on the Mythical Society for 2nd and 3rd degree members. Watch it now at mythicalsociety.com.